Go.
Oh, perfect. Okay. A sensible and realistic approach. Anyone have any guesses as to what word that defines? And realistic approach.
What does that mean?
What does it mean? So in this case, the word it defines is pragmatic. Okay, pragmatic. Secondly, another one for you. A strong and barely controllable emotion. Any guesses what that refers to?
Passion. Anger.
Passion. That is correct. So you have pragmatic, in my view, sounds pretty good, right? Realistic and sensible. Then you have passion, a barely controllable emotion. To me, it sounds negative. So what I want to talk to you about tonight is it possible to marry passion and be pragmatic in an endeavor to live a purposeful life? To go through that, I want to tell the story of someone who is an idol of America, I would say. No one else than Rocky Balboa, who of course is played by Sylvester Stallone. Sylvester Stallone was born in 1946 in New York. Baby boomer. His parents, all kinds of problems. They were abusive. They fought all the time. They abused him. They abused his older brother. Eventually, they got divorced. But the scars for him lasted a lifetime. Outside of that, even when he was born, everyone here know that classic look that Sylvester Stallone has, kind of like the dreary face, the rambling, all that good stuff? Does that resonate? Raise your hand if that resonates at all. Yeah. Any guesses as to how that happened to him? How that came about? When he was born, the doctor basically lacerated his lower lip. So it was a doctor's mistake to cause that trademark drool that Sylvester Stallone has. So starting even when he was born, to his abusive parents, he's off to a pretty rough life. It didn't get any better. He spent some time living with his mother, sometimes living with his father, ended up going to a special private school for adolescents that had problems with authority. To boot, he was voted in his high school yearbook as being the most likely of this school, a couple hundred kids in each class, to go to the electric chair. So by the age of 18, right, he was not set up to lead a pretty charmed life, I would say. A lot of adversity. Nevertheless, he's able to get into college. University of Miami, Florida. Not a bad school. Respectable, right? So goes to study acting, which is his self-proclaimed lifelong dream. Gets into it 2 years, and what does he do? Decides to drop out. So the life journey continues. Decides to drop out, moves to New York, gonna start an acting career. Barely gets hired for anything, although did end up starring in one adult film, let it be noted, in 1972. So he was really scrappy. Ended up sleeping for approximately 3 weeks straight in the New Jersey bus terminal because he had no money. The guy is dead broke. Not to mention, he also gets married and gets his wife pregnant when he has absolutely nothing going for his life. However, in adversity, one can find inspiration. He watches a documentary about Muhammad Ali, and this inspires him to write a full script that is the basis for Rocky. Now this guy again, married, pregnant wife, no money, dead broke, nothing going for him. A big break comes. Some producers offer to pay him, 1975 granted, right? So this is, think about inflation. Offer to pay him $150,000 for his movie script. The big break is there. This is it for him. However, it did not align to his passion, because his passion was not to be a writer. His passion was to be a movie star. And the condition that these producers gave him is that he could not star in his own movie. Pragmatic, sensible, realistic person might say, you know what? I'm going to take the money and not star in this movie. What did he do? Any guesses? He refused. He said, nope, I will happily take your offer if I can star in it. Fast forward 3 weeks. They come back and they offer him not $150,000. The offer goes up to $325,000. Again, what does he say? No, I'm only going to do it if I can star in the movie. Fast forward a week now. They come back and say, you know what? You stubborn individual. You can star in the movie. We're only going to pay you $35,000 for it. Held to his principles, perhaps ignored being pragmatic and followed his passion. And Rocky went on to make $225,000 that year, highest grossing movie in 1976, won Best Picture on 2 other Academy Awards, and ended up launching, I think, what we'd all consider a stellar career with the Rocky franchise, along with the Rambo franchise thereafter. Can you marry being pragmatic with being passionate? Yes, you can. And in my view, and based on Sylvester Stallone's story, it's not pragmatic to ignore your passion. I believe that all of us in our lives have to listen to that voice in our head and do what we really care about, because if we don't, we're not being true to ourselves, not being true to our childhoods, not being true to the world. And if you leave this speech and you're on your way back home and you doubt that and you wonder, well, is that really true? I encourage you to just take a step back and envision the world that we live in today without Rocky and without Rambo, and know that if Sylvester Stallone had not followed his passion at the expense of being pragmatic, we would not have been blessed with those great movies that we have today. So my ask of you to take away from this is realize that it is not pragmatic to ignore your passion. Thank you very much.